Hello there, Douglas and Nigel. It's lovely to see you. I really enjoyed the show. One of the things I wanted to ask you about Charlie is that it's become part of everyone's childhood now, like a modern fairy tale. Do you feel like you're part of children's lives?
I did the Penguin audiobook as well the other day, and I do think there's a real thrill. Someone said, they were driving down to Cornwall and they were listening to it in the car. I really like the idea of that, of an image or of, something in their imagination that they grow up with. I think that's great fun. It's rare.
I think it's becoming an archetypal story now because it's reinterpreted so many times. There's been the two films, Doug's magnificent audiobook, and the show, and each layer of a new interpretation sort of digs it deeper into the subconscious of everyone. So I think it's become like an archetypal story.
It's also quite a morality tale, wouldn't you think? Everyone gets their comeuppance if they're a bit bad.
Yeah, I think it's true that if you're bullied by someone, there's a great reassurance that those people will get their comeuppance in the end, and if you're honest and kind and believe in things that matter and have a good imagination, you'll win through.
I particularly like, though, the clever thing at the end, where just when you think all the children who disobey what Wonka tells them get punished. And in fact, the way Charlie wins is by disobeying what Wonka tells him. And I think that makes it just that bit cleverer than a straightforward baddies get done, goodies get... There's something slightly more interesting going on as well, which I like particularly.
The whole story has a kind of anarchy to it, I think, even though we know that, there's a repulsive child who gets their treatment and another one, the good one, but somehow it feels kind of out of control the whole time. I don't know quite how he does that, but...
Roald Dahl has a bit of bite, really.
Yeah.
I also wanted to ask, it's a really complex set, and it's like there's lots of film sets that just suddenly appear in a very small space, and it struck me that there's so many things that could go wrong, all the moving bed and a lot of things, and can they and
on the night
have they
UK
gone wrong?
Nothing ever goes wrong. Nothing ever goes wrong.
Have you ever seen anything go wrong?
It's just all smooth.
No.
So.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a line I don't have that isn't a cue for something to move or shake or open or, change. Yeah, which is difficult because if you give the wrong lines, the whole show goes backwards.
I also wanted to ask both of you, you both have done a lot of TV and a lot of stage work. So how do you like to balance that, and do you have a preference?
I seem to have ended up doing a lot of long runs of West End shows, and although I enjoy them, they do go on a long time. So I like, I'm craving, you always want what you haven't got. So right now, I would love to do some television, but as soon as I'm doing television, I'm saying, why can't I have a nice show where everything's the same every day? And I think that really you always want what you haven't got. You're always, you know what they say? How can you make an actor complain? It's just give him a job.
Nigel, complainer.
Nigel complainer. Yeah, a whinge of actors. That's the collective noun for actors is a whinge.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Why is that?
Why are they always having a go at us?
Yeah.
That's great. And if you could give advice to a younger you, what would it be?
What about acting? I'm going on the stage.
Personally.
If it was about going on the stage and having a career on the stage, I would say that it's a pretty lovely way to empathise with how other people think. It's a good way to live your life. So if you put yourself in other people's shoes and see the world as they would see them, whoever they are, whoever you get to play, that's a pretty healthy way to live your life, I think. There's a lot of people who think, acting is mainly about being famous or showing off or, I don't know, trying to get success or rich or whatever. But I think actually to constantly come against different characters and think, right, well, how would they see it? How do they see the world? Is good for you.
That's a great thought. Thank you.
I'll go along with that. Yeah.
Another great thought.
Was this the advice to oneself as a younger person, or just generally to younger people?
I'm just imagining what it would be like to be Nigel Blainer and trying to answer that question.
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
Well, how about if you could give advice to a younger Douglas Hodge?
Oh, give advice? No, I think he's.
Oh, nice. What are you going to tell me?
I think he's the. I think he's the golden boy, really.
He gives it to me every night. It's always something different. I've done wrong.
Oh yeah, notes.
Little, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
just a little.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very
No,
much.
yeah.
It's
Thank
a
you.
really, really enjoyable show, and I hope you're enjoying it too.
Yeah, we are.
Thanks very
you.
much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.